Hi, welcome back. And now let's focus on the NBFC space. Shareholders and creditors of Shriram City Union Finance have approved their merger with Shriram Transport Finance. This merger is expected to create India's largest retail NBFC. To talk about the merger and, of course, what comes next, we're joined by Y.S. Chakravarti, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Shriram City Union Finance. Mr. Chakravarti, thanks very much for joining in, and congratulations, first of all, on your merger. And the one thing that is top of mind now is the timeline. When do you expect that this exercise might be complete?
I think what's pending is approval from CCI and IRDA, and also the NCLT order, which is, we expect it to happen in the next probably 8 weeks. So 8 to 10 weeks is what we are expecting now. That's the timeline.
8 to 10 weeks. So by September end, definitely?
Yes.
Okay. Could you also give us an indication of when the NCLT hearing is going to be, then the CCI and then IRDA? Do you have an indication of when each of these individuals will take it up?
No. See, basically they are all independent, but on the NCLT, the judges have a week's time to submit their report, and post the report, basing on NCLT calendar, the sittings will happen. That's the reason why we said probably it should take at least 2 months before the NCLT order is received.
Okay. Mr. Chakravarti, now that you're on course to become the largest retail NBFC, between the two companies as of now, you have your finger on the pulse of pretty much what's happening. So what are demand trends looking like to you on the retail side?
See, for us, I think in our suite of products, the only product that is still a little, I would say, demand subdued is for two-wheeler. We saw some green shoots in the month of June, but we are keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that the sales will sustain in the coming months for two-wheeler. Otherwise, for vehicle loans, particularly small commercial vehicles and LCVs, the demand has been demand is picking up. There is a robust demand for that, and of course, the SME, there is always a demand for SME. SME demand has also picked up. In fact, we did about close to 2,000 crores in the last quarter of disbursement for SME, which we know that, this is basically almost slightly higher than the pre-COVID level. So there is a demand for SME. My core products are SME and vehicle loans. Both are showing a robust demand trend.
Okay. Is there, what is the cross-selling opportunity that you see post your merger?
See, specifically, we see a lot of cross-selling opportunity to STFC customers from the SCUF side. Would be the SME, two-wheeler and gold loans. There are a lot of SME customers who are operating commercial vehicles for their business use, which I think where the SCUF customer base could be utilized by the vehicle finance team. So these are broadly the other thing is that there are a lot of branches or locations where Shriram City Union Finance is not present and STFC is present, where we could take these products into the newer geographies.
Okay.
Mr. Chakravarti, morning. This is Rima here. How many months after the closure do you think the synergies will start kicking in?
See, we are doing a pilot right now. We are on a pilot mode. In fact, we have launched a pilot in about 50 branches. Probably in the next 1 week or so, we will take it to another 500 branches. So basically, by the year end, I think all the branches of the combined or the merged entity should be in a position to offer all products to the customers.
Okay. And sorry.
No, go ahead.
And by the end of the year, so say FY24 is when you will be able to efficiently operate as a combined entity. What are the numbers do you think the combined entity would be looking at? Your own estimate right now.
See, we said that we will probably look at a 10% increase on PAT because of the cross-sell and the synergy efforts. That's what we have put out earlier also. So we are sticking to it.
Okay. Since your pilot is already in place and you're hoping that the entire exercise will be complete somewhere in September, are you engaging with credit rating agencies also regarding, perhaps, are you looking for an improvement in the credit rating post this?
We will, but unfortunately, one or two credit rating agencies have, in fact, I've heard it offline. We need to confirm that they will not be giving any AAA to any NBFC.
Okay.
This is offline that I've heard. And when I inquired about why, they were saying unless you are backed by a rich parent, you won't get it.
So housing has been in a bit of a sweet spot. Can you tell us here how your housing finance subsidiary is doing? What are the growth rates, the margins, asset quality?
See, I don't have this quarter number right now, but housing actually will be growing. The targeted growth for housing is around 40-45% for the financial year. So they have crossed 5,000 crores of AUM. So the idea is that they grow at about 40-45% in this financial year.
Okay. I take your
side, I think today they are one of the best, probably among the top 3-4 in the affordable housing segment.
Okay. I take your point on the credit rating agencies, sir, but the Reserve Bank is also now looking to align the rules for NBFCs and banks. So would you consider post this to maybe turn into a bank?
No, we have no idea about turning into a bank as of now.
But would you consider it?
Unless the regulator insists.
Unless the regulator
insists.
Insists, okay. But in your estimate, you're better off as an NBFC?
As an NBFC, yes.
Okay. Could you give us a sense about how the gold loans are performing in your book? Just earlier this week, we had a chat with one of the banks, which is a large player in gold loans, and they had seen some phenomenal growth. I think State Bank of India's gold loan book is in excess of 1 lakh crore. Could you tell us the trends in loan growth and repayment, and what is the loan to gold value ratio that you're currently at?
See, yeah, I think banks have grown substantially, including, I believe even Canara Bank has crossed 1 lakh crores. So basically, I think this is fueled also because the rates that the banks are offering gold loan at, and also for banks, there's a lot of agri, I know, the gold can be a PSL done in the agri belt. So there's also a lot of that for the banks. Whereas for NBFCs, even if I do give a loan to a farmer for gold or whatever, I don't have that PSL benefit. So that's one issue for me. The other thing is loan to value is about, today our loan to value would be less than 70%. Anyway, for NBFCs, it's capped at 75%. So our average would be about 67, 70. Keeps changing between 67 to 70%.
All right, Mr. Chakravarti, for now, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, sir, for joining in. And